We have a treat for you. 2 unboxing videos in one day. We just did the McIntosh MC451, which will probably go up first. This is the MCD12000. It's their top of the line CD player, SACD player. Now actually, it should be thought of as a world-class digital audio converter, digital to analog converter, as well as a transport, all built into one. It will play both CDs and SACDs as well as a variety of audio formats. Anyway, we'll get into all the specs later. Let's take a look at what this thing is. We've actually had quite a few of these, but unfortunately every one of them was sold. This is the first time we're able to open one up for ourselves. And again, a reminder for those of you who are new to this, anytime you buy a McIntosh product, if it's brand new, it should have this tape, and it says factory sealed by McIntosh. If you get a different tape, if it doesn't say McIntosh, you don't have a new one. Or it's a counterfeit, I don't know. Okay. As is often the case, McIntosh will double box their products, so you have an inner box to protect it from shipping. Okay, if you want to grab the other end, we'll just lift it up. Okay, manual, power cord, remote control, and the unit. And there it is. So let me get into some details. Let me put it over there so you can see it better. Okay. Okay. So, as I said before, this is their top-of-the-line unit. It uses a professional grade ESS Saber DAC. Actually, there's 2 of them, one for each channel. Fully balanced design. As I mentioned, also it'll play CD and SACD. And it also has tube and solid state outputs, depending on what you prefer. So if you prefer solid state when you're listening that day, you can just connect it to the solid state output. I'll show it to you later. Or if you prefer the tube, you can just connect it to the tube section. Also, you may have noticed with McIntosh products, when you first turn it on, if it has tubes at all, it'll start off amber and then it'll turn green like that. Very, very cool. And of course you have meters. Not that you need it on a CD player, but there it is. Now this is a custom-made metal drawer, machined, and what else is there to tell you? And lights. You can turn it off if you want or turn it back on. Okay, I'm going to turn this off and I'll turn it around so I can show you the different connections. Okay, so first of all, this unit has separate power supplies for the digital section as well as the analog section, so they're completely separate. There's no crosstalk and they minimize noise. You have your digital outputs here, so if you wanted to connect this player to a different system in the house, you can do so as long as it's got digital inputs. These are your right channel outputs, these are your left channel outputs. You'll notice that you have balanced as well as RCA. And that is for your solid state or tube, and this is your left channel again with solid state or tube. So if you prefer to listen to tubes, you connect it to the tube output, whether it's RCA or balanced. And if you prefer to use solid state, you can do that. Now if your preamplifier has multiple inputs and you want to have both connected at the same time, you can, and then you just select, for example, input 1 for solid state and input 2 for tubes. Then it also has a bunch of digital inputs as well. So if you've got a streamer or an old CD player you still want to use, you can do so, and that's where you connect it. So it has 2 RCA coax connectors. It has 2 optical right there, AES EBU, MCT, which is a McIntosh protocol. So if you have a McIntosh transport that you want to use, you would do that. and of course USB. Let me grab my sheet so I can go into some specs for you. Top of the line, I've gone through all the inputs. The coax and optical supports 24-bit 192 kilohertz, and the USB supports up to 32 bits 384 kilohertz, DSD 512 or DXD 384. I'll let Tristan throw up the specifications so you don't get bored when I mention it. And the price is $12,000 US. Give you a bit of context. A very good client of mine was waiting for a long time to decide what digital source he was going to use. So I loaned him the McIntosh MCD600, which up until now, up until recently, was the top of the line all-in-one player. And he liked it very much, certainly had no issues with it. And I told him that the MCD12000 would be coming and he might want to wait for that. Sure enough, it came. I brought it over for him to listen to it. Brand new, out of the box, we plugged it in, and instantly he was going, oh my God, this is so much better. And I said, okay, great. The next shipment that comes in, when there's extras, you can have one. He says, no, you're not leaving with it. I said, no, I need to keep that for our demos. Otherwise, we can't do demonstrations and we can't take orders. He says, no, you're not leaving with it. And right there and then he cut me a check and then kicked me out of his house. True story. So I have not done direct comparisons with the MCD600 yet, but he did because he had had such a long time with the MCD600. And to this day, he's still very, very impressed with it. So I'm looking forward to hearing how good this is. And then it should recognize that it is an SACD. So if you look right there, it says Super Audio CD, right? And that's because this disc is an SACD, but it also has a layer of CD as well. So if, let's say, you have a CD player at home and you bought this will play the CD version. But if you have an SACD player, it will default to SACD. Now, if you wanted to, for whatever reason, play the CD section, you go to the disc layer button and you press that, and then now it goes to, it will now read the CD section. It says Super Audio CD. I think that covers everything. As usual, if you have any comments, put them in the comment box and let us know what you think. And Adrian from Audio Excellence Canada, Tristan and CC behind the camera. We'll see you again next time. Bye-bye. Okay.